Good morning or good afternoon, TEF family. My name is Vivian from TEF. It's my honor and privilege to share the message with you today on such a special day. First, I would like to wish all the mothers-to-be and spiritual mothers in our midst a very happy and blessed Mother's Day. Before the message today, I would like to share a story with you first. Some time ago, a family from the countryside decided to move to Shanghai in hope for better living and better opportunity. A mother with her husband and 2 sons. Some years passed. The family settled down in the city. The 2 sons grew up, got married, and making a decent life in the city. The migrant family seems doing pretty well in the city. Then the pandemic came and struck the city. At first, the husband passed away. And then the 2 adult sons also passed away. This could be the worst nightmare for any mother. Overnight, she lost her identity and hope of living. I'm not sure if you know anyone like her. But for some of us, we might know someone like her. Her name is Naomi in the book of Ruth in the Bible. In this Mother's Day message, we are going to take a look at the life of Naomi. She faced many difficulties and tragedies in life, yet God was with her and had a wonderful plan for her life. May you be encouraged by His words, no matter what you are facing and where you are. Let's turn to the book of Ruth. The story happened during the time of Judges, and there was a famine in the land. Because of the famine in Israel, Elimelech and his wife, Naomi, decided to move to the neighboring country of Moab. Let's take a look, Ruth chapter 1, verse 1 to 5. Let's read the verses together. In the days when the judges ruled, there was a famine in the land. So a man from Bethlehem in Judah, together with his wife and 2 sons, went to live for a while in the country of Moab. The man's name was Elimelech. His wife's name was Naomi. And the name of his 2 sons were Mahlon and Chilion. They were Ephrathites from Bethlehem, Judah. And they went to Moab and lived there. Now Elimelech, Naomi's husband, died. And she was left with her 2 sons. They married Moabite women, one named Oprah and the other Ruth. After they had lived there for about 10 years, both Mahlon and Chilion also died. And Naomi was left without her 2 sons and her husband. Our passage begins with a series of losses that Naomi experiences in her life. There is a famine in Israel. As a result, Naomi is forced to leave her hometown of Bethlehem and move to a foreign land. While in Moab, she loses her husband. Then her son married Moabite woman. And then after 10 years, her son also died, leaving Naomi as a widow alone in a foreign land without her 2 sons or husband. Then in chapter 1, verse 8 to 9, it says, Then Naomi said to her 2 daughters-in-law, Go back each of you to your mother's home. May the Lord show you kindness as you have shown kindness to your dead husband and to me. May the Lord grant that each of you will find rest in the home of another husband. Then she kissed them goodbye and they wept aloud. So from here, Naomi decided to return to her homeland, Judah. On the trip back to Judah, Naomi had a discussion with her daughters-in-law. She prayed that the Lord would deal kindly with them and give them rest when they found a new husband. Leaving her daughters-in-law behind would mean that Naomi would return to Judah all alone. Yet she wanted the best for her daughters-in-law. Her strength in difficulties was demonstrated by putting others first. We should understand the context here. Widows in those days were especially vulnerable. Her husband and 2 sons are her only source of living. However, Naomi did not cling on to her 2 daughters-in-law, which are still young and capable. Instead, she's showing her strength by encouraging them to return to their hometown and wanting the best for them. Even in her most desperate situation, Naomi had a selfless attitude. Even though this would mean hardship for her, I believe her strength does not come from herself, but from a close relationship with the Lord. As she says in verse 8, may the Lord show kindness to you as you have shown to your dad and to me. This speaks volume in her relationship with the Lord and how she interacted with her daughters-in-law in such a desperate situation. This selfless act later prompted Ruth, one of her daughter-in-law and the main character of this book, to follow her back to Judah, and with this famous response in verse 16. In verse 16, it says, but Ruth replied, don't urge me to leave you or to turn back from you. Where you go, I will go. Where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God, my God. Ruth literally gave up everything to following Naomi back. Some of you may ask, how did Ruth develop such a strong faith in Israel's God? Ruth is not a Jewess, and she is Moabite, growing up in a foreign land with their own set of rules and gods. I believe Naomi passed her faith on to Ruth over the years, through her words, her actions, her love, and her strength in times of difficulties. That brings us to the first principle. We can draw strength from the Lord in times of difficulty. I don't think we ever want to be in the shoes of Naomi, but how she reacted in such desperate situation could be a great example for us as mother. Difficulties come into all of our lives, unexpected transition and unexpected situation. Yet, as we go on in this story, we will see that Naomi, although not perfect, kept a faith in God. We will see that she didn't give up and that she drew strength from the Lord. The recent pandemic causes a lot of family in great distress, and our lives are totally disrupted. Our routine are totally messed up, and we are surrounded by so many negative news every day. As a mother, some of us need to struggle with work from home, cooking, homeschool our children, and taking care of their physical and emotional needs. And on top of all this, we need to wake up early, source for food, and purchase online for the family. Sometimes I myself feel emotionally drained and tired and wonder how long all this will last. This passage reminds me, when we feel helpless and tired, we can draw strength from the Lord and from His words. How we respond in such difficult situations can be a great testimony to people around us, especially for our children and our family members. In Romans chapter 5, 3-4, it says, but we rejoice in our sufferings, knowing that suffering produces endurance, and endurance produces character, and character produces hope. This is one of my favorite verses in the Bible, especially during difficult times. It encourages me that through suffering, it produces perseverance and in turn builds our character.